This might be just a bit over your head. When you're older, you'll understand.
And when you're older, you still won't.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at the Tanner family jokes that went way over our heads when we were younger, both in Full House and the sequel series, Fuller House. Will there be spoilers ahead? You got it, dude.
Yeah, well, I bet you won't be getting surprised tonight.
Ow!
Number 20, Danny's Auction. Somehow, Becky convinced the guys to take part in her bachelor charity auction.
He's my co-host on Wake Up San Francisco. He's a barrel of fun, and look, he can change colors. He's turning red before our eyes. Here you go. Go get him, Tiger.
It's Danny's turn to be auctioned, but he's not expecting anyone to bid on him. When the ladies actually start bidding, he excitedly shouts, "Don't stop now, I can go all night."
Thank you so much. I'm hot. I'm happy. Okay, $200. Anybody, $200. Don't stop now, ladies. I can go all night.
He eats his words when everyone starts bidding on him, realizing they might not get what he meant. He ends up with a little old lady with a bird in her hat, but it's comforting to know that Danny could have gotten with anyone in the room. One can only imagine what the other ladies had in mind for him.
I think you misunderstood me. What I meant was, sold for $150 to the lady with the bird on her hat. Did you have another granddaughter?
Oh, no, sweetie. You're for me.
Number 19. Joey and Jesse tangled up. Jesse and Joey are preparing to wrestle on TV with a practice match in the living room.
You know something, Jess? If we're going to be on live TV with professional wrestlers, I better go find my tights. Because if not, I'm going to have to shave my legs.
With these two, it's already guaranteed to leave us in stitches. But things really get bananas when Joey tries to demonstrate the leg lock. He asks Jesse to lay flat on the mat and lift one of his legs into the air. Jesse's reaction says it all.
No, Jess, let's try this. Lay down flat on the mat and put one of your legs up in the air. Nothing personal.
Afterwards, the two end up with their legs locked together in an unflattering position. The physical humor had us laughing enough, but looking back at Jesse's reaction and the compromising pose only adds fuel to the comedic fire. There's never a dull moment with these two knuckleheads.
How do we unlock it? Well, either I put my foot around your neck like this, and... Ow! This isn't working.
Number 18. Danny's cleaning obsession. While this joke isn't exactly impossible to comprehend as a kid, it definitely requires some age and wisdom to truly get. Danny has a reputation for being a bit of a clean freak, but he goes a step beyond reason when he's caught cleaning his cleaning gloves.
Joseph, it's finally happened. He's cleaning liquid soap.
Don't be silly. I'm just cleaning my rubber gloves.
Upon seeing the scene, Joey retorts that
Danny, there's no shame in therapy.
Hearing this joke through a grown-up lens definitely hits different, especially if you yourself are guilty of some light anxiety-induced cleaning. Plus, seeing how DJ and Kimmy wanted to show up to school dressed more maturely, we can't blame Danny for getting the jitters out with a good scrub.
You may go to school.
I guess we're not as old as we thought we were. Are we now?
Number 17. Jesse and Ginger. When Danny's sister Wendy comes to visit, she brings with her a chimpanzee named Ginger, who takes an immediate liking to Jesse. It's the hair, isn't it? Later on, while Jesse is taking a nap, Ginger sneaks into bed and starts getting a little affectionate with him.
Can't keep your hands out of my hair, huh, honey? Oh, I love you.
He thinks it's Becky, so he doesn't mind, especially when she starts spanking him. Of course, Jesse finds out who it really is in the end, and his reaction is comedy gold.
The rough stuff tonight, huh, honey?
Meanwhile, Becky, who has been watching the whole time, jokingly mentions that she learned something new from Ginger. Apparently, we just learned one of Jesse's kinks, not that we fully caught it the first time.
God! I just made out with a monkey. Did you see that?
Yes. And honey, I think I learned a few tricks from Ginger. Get over here.
Number 16. Mrs. Lopez. While meeting with social worker Mrs. Lopez about hopefully adopting a child, Jesse and Becky take her, Stephanie, and Fernando to the set of her favorite show, Police Mom.
If you love Police Mom, you know, the set's right in the next stage. Beck, why don't we show her the set, huh?
Oh, I don't know, Jess. We go on live in less than an hour.
Oh, that would mean the world to me. But if there's no time.
While Jesse doesn't make a good first impression with Mrs. Lopez, the social worker takes a strong liking to Fernando. After he makes a joke, Mrs. Lopez comments that he's so cute that she could adopt him all night long.
Everyone, into the cell. Let's take a selfie. It's called selfie. Get it?
You're so cute, I could just adopt you all night long.
Even we're not sure what she meant by that, but given that she was trying to flirt with Fernando, we're probably better off not knowing. Still, it was bold of her to try anyway.
Okay, everyone, hold on to the bars and say, Bate!
Number 15, the naughty plumber. DJ is waiting for a plumber to help unclog her toilet when a handsome-looking man named Tyler shows up.
Let's get upstairs.
Upstairs? Well, you don't want to talk a little first?
Oh, I don't need conversation. I just need a man to get to work on my pipes.
Thinking he's the plumber, she pulls him upstairs to the bathroom, but it looks like Tyler has other ideas in mind. But before things can escalate, Kimmy comes in with the real plumber, revealing that Tyler was a blind date she set up for DJ. Despite the mix-up, Tyler confirms that he's a naughty plumber.
I'm a naughty plumber. And you are the lonely neurosurgeon, huh?
DJ, the plumber's here. No, the plumber's here.
I'm the plumber.
You're not a plumber?
I'm a naughty plumber.
The scenario plays out like the start of a cliché adult video that hopefully flew over younger viewers' heads. On the plus side, Kimmy hits it off with the actual plumber.
If you girls are into plumbers, check me out on plumbersmingle.com.
So what are you, about 250?
Number 14, outdoor filming. At long last, Jesse and Becky have returned from their honeymoon in Bora Bora.
I missed you. Oh, come on. Oh, dog breath. Go brush.
They waste no time hugging their family, happy to be home. Jesse mentions how they got the whole honeymoon on tape. Well, the outdoor stuff anyway, according to Becky.
So how's Bora Bora?
Oh, it was beautiful, beautiful. I got the whole honeymoon on tape.
Well, the outdoor stuff.
Young fans might not understand what she means, but we know what really happened on the honeymoon. Where do you think the twins Nikki and Alex came from? Joey and Becky's faces only confirm this. Danny mentions that the Tanners filmed their own home movies for the two while they were away, but we highly doubt they had a more eventful time than the happy couple did.
We took some home videos too. We figured that you would want to see every single thing that happened while you were gone last week.
Start with Danny Makes Tuna Salad. You'll laugh, you'll cry. It's the feel-good movie of the year.
Number 13, Jesse and Joey's personal lives. Our dynamic duo Jesse and Joey find themselves in a pickle when they have to give a commercial pitch presentation while simultaneously babysitting Michelle.
Inside, the Applebee's goes shopping. The little kids run around. Oh, see, there they are, running around.
It goes about as well as expected, and yet Jesse and Joey successfully impress their bosses. They explain Michelle to him by simply saying,
This is not a stray cow. Joy and I have a baby.
To which their boss responds that their personal lives are none of his business. At the time, we didn't realize what he meant. Now we don't understand why Jesse and Joey worded it the way they did. Thankfully, their boss doesn't judge, though Jesse again says the Tanners are their kids when they try to introduce him to Danny. We wonder what kind of family their boss thinks they have.
Mr. Malatesta, these are our kids, and this is Danny.
Remember, your personal lives are none of my business.
Number 12, Honeymooning 101. Michelle is planning a wedding and needs some advice.
What did you and Aunt Becky do on your honeymoon?
We were very busy.
Doing what?
Writing thank you notes for those toasters.
She and Denise ask Jesse what happens during the honeymoon. Jesse, trying to preserve his youngest niece's innocence, simply says that a honeymoon is a time when the bride and groom,
they get to know each other.
Michelle notes that they know each other before the wedding, to which Jesse responds that they don't have to hide it from their parents.
Don't they know each other before the wedding?
Possibly. But now they don't have to hide it from their parents.
Thankfully, the kids don't grasp what Jesse really meant, but we're snickering at seeing him trying to sugarcoat it. Number 11. Cheering for Jesse. Jesse is ecstatic about his band going on tour. Meanwhile, Becky has been having trouble trying to tell him that she's having a baby. The rest of the family congratulates him on becoming a father, but he misinterprets it as them being happy about his tour.
I got the greatest news in the world.
We know, way to go.
I haven't told you yet. Oh, I guess you can tell by my face I'm beaming.
We sure can. Congratulations on your miracle.
No, I wouldn't exactly call it a miracle. I mean, it took a lot of hard work.
What follows is one of the most hilarious, out-of-context misunderstandings in TV history. While the double entendre and the family's horrified expressions might go over younger viewers' heads, our sides are aching at how a communication error can go hilariously wrong.
When the big night comes, I want you all there with me and Becky, screaming and yelling and holding up lighters and chanting, Jesse, Jesse, Jesse.
Of course, Jesse learns about Becky's pregnancy in the end, and his reaction is almost as funny as the misunderstanding.
Did you hear that she's having what? You're having a baby? How did this happen? Well, I know how it happened. Really? You know what this means? We're having a baby! I'm gonna be a father!
Number 10. Caesar's Palace. Season 3 of Full House brings us an interesting look into DJ slowly becoming a teenager and testing her boundaries, including the school dress code. She and Kimmy enter junior high and want to upgrade their style to an older look.
Do you think we look old enough? How old do we want to look? Old enough to keep me out of that phone booth during lunch.
So, of course, they go way overboard with their clothing choices.
Well, how do we look? Cheap.
So much so that DJ's dad Danny drops a very inappropriate line, saying it looks like they're going to Caesar's Palace, not high school.
You said I could look a little more junior high-ish.
Where is this junior high? Caesar's Palace?
Since Caesar's Palace reportedly once had staff that offered special services, if you know what we mean, this joke definitely went over our heads when we were kiddos. Hopefully. Number 9. Bacon and Breezes.
Fernando, nice robe.
Fuller House is just as full of innuendos as Full House, if not even more. Remember Fernando's pink robe? According to him, he likes a fresh breeze in the morning. On top of that, he's parading around in the super short robe and pretty much shows what's below his belt to his whole family. And speaking of that area, he says that
no one can resist my bacon.
Sure, he could mean actual bacon, but considering the context, this may just be one of those jokes adults laughed at much harder than the kids did.
Ooh, bacon!
Number 8. Jackson Fuller's Volcano. Speaking of Fuller House, even the kids have several lines with very different meanings for the adults watching the show.
I'm exhausted. I was up all night erupting my volcano.
Whoa, dude, wait, TMI.
For example, Jackson's seemingly innocent line about erupting his volcano may not be that innocent after all. Steph is right, that's TMI. Or maybe the kid is just excited about his volcano and can't get enough of watching the eruptions over and over again. Many parents have actually pointed out just how inappropriate Fuller House is with these types of jokes. Let's just hope actor Michael Campion wasn't told that his lines have double meanings, because his delivery is always far too convincing.
Hey! You are in big trouble, Mr. Fuller. I saw you set off that smoke alarm on purpose.
Number 7. Mr. Egghead's Taxes. Walter is one of those Full House characters you either love or hate, and Jesse is definitely on the hate side. So when Joey gets a gig on the kiddie show Mr. Egghead to replace the original character, Jesse gets the job of his sidekick.
That's right, Jesse's a sidekick.
2, 1.
Sidekick?
Right on time.
And as we know, every class has a kid that asks way too many questions. Mr. Egghead's class is no different.
Because now it's time for Ask Mr. Egghead!
Walter wants to know what happened to the OG Mr. Egghead, and when he doesn't get a satisfactory reply, he then claims that he didn't pay his taxes. Jesse follows up with a comeback that he's on his so-called vacation for up to 5 years, which pretty much means that Mr. Egghead went to prison.
And so ends another fascinating segment of Ask Mr. Egghead!
Number 6. DJ Tanner Fuller's wedding night. We all know DJ's catchphrase, the good old,
"Oh, my Lanta?"
She says it whenever she's shocked, excited, or basically feeling almost any emotion whatsoever. But in Fuller House, Stephanie reveals that DJ says this phrase in other contexts too, as in on her wedding night, when, she probably got a little bit overexcited.
Wow, a triple Mylanta? I haven't heard one of those since your wedding night.
In fact, according to Steph, DJ was sent over the edge on her wedding night more than once. A triple Mylanta, if you will. The Tanner sisters definitely got a lot more attitude in Fuller House, didn't they? Number 5. Kimmy Gibbler's health issue. High school reunions are the worst. But it's even worse when you embarrass yourself during your reunion and end up trending online. So when Kimmy accidentally lets everyone hear the voicemail from her doctor, it's our worst nightmare. And hers too.
Kimberly, this is Dr. Shapiro. You need to drink a lot of cranberry juice to flush out your system, and then every 2 hours you can just apply the cream directly to the affected area. With any luck, you'll be back in action by New Year's Eve.
Her doc explains what she needs to do to flush out her system. The one down there. But then adds that it should clear up, so she'll be back in action in no time. And we all can guess what he means by back in action. To make things worse, Kimmy manages to rip her dress during a dance with DJ. Yep, worst high school reunion ever.
I am sorry everyone saw you in your Spanx. This reunion is a total disaster.
Number 4. A 976 number. Remember when you were a kid and didn't realize that phone calls cost money? Well, Michelle also didn't get that memo before she calls a phone line that tells her a lot of jokes.
Are you going to call Funny Buddy again? Sure am. Last time I told one of his jokes, milk came out of my daddy's nose.
Danny is shocked at all the random charges he sees when he looks at the phone bill. Joey immediately goes into the defense mode and says he's never called a 976 number in his life. And by that number, he's implying calling someone to have a naughty time over the phone. He later admits he did try it once, but got put off when his Aunt Frida answered. Sounds like Aunt Frida might be a saucy one, huh? Number 3. Getting surprised. Don't mess with Aunt Becky, guys. She and Jesse are full of flirty innuendos.
Wait a minute. I don't even know how to cook.
Well, Michelle, I'll teach you how to cook.
Oh, that's sweet, honey. But who's going to teach you?
When Jesse tries to have a playful go at Aunt Becky and claims she can't cook, she reminds him of her Sunday surprise casserole. Danny replies that they call it their Monday surprise because it comes out the other end later. But then Jesse says that he was still getting surprised on Tuesdays. However, Becky makes it very clear that Jesse won't be getting any surprises that night.
Yeah, well, I bet you won't be getting surprised tonight.
Check, please.
Of course, she's not talking about her casserole anymore. Or maybe she is, but her casserole has a bit of an innuendo. Number 2. A subtle burn.
Do you mind if your sister and I talk?
Are you going to be talking like this?
Kimmy Gibbler isn't the only one that gets a lot of insults on Full House. Stephanie's friend Gia also constantly gets picked on for not being the brightest bulb in the box. Especially by surprise, surprise, the queen of bad attitude, aka Michelle Tanner.
Oh, little Michelle. This might be just a bit over your head. When you're older, you'll understand.
And when you're older, you still won't.
When Gia asks Michelle if she's ready for her first day of 3rd grade, she's not ready for what's going to come out of this sassy diva's mouth.
Are you ready for your 3rd year of 7th grade?
Poor Gia, give her a break. Although, to be honest, what she says to Gia is a pretty good burn for someone Michelle's age. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Doing their taxes.
It's time to play.
Okay guys, are you ready for the cutest Full House moment ever? Michelle loves Uncle Jesse as much as we do, but when she asks him to play with her for what seems like the billionth time that day to him, he's over it. Because he wants to be alone with Aunt Becky, he locks Michelle out.
Hey, you locked me out.
Good night, Michelle. We'll see you in the morning.
Fine, I'm leaving. But you're gonna miss me.
Of course, she's not happy and complains to Joey, who's doing his taxes. But when Michelle asks why Jesse wants to be alone with Aunt Becky, Joey explains that they're also doing so-called taxes, and that they'll be doing them every night.
Are they going to do their taxis every night?
For the first couple of months.
Ah, the good old taxes honeymoon phase. Did you need to do a second take on these jokes? Let us know in the comments.
Don't stop now, ladies. I can go all night.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.